Hi there, and welcome to our third video, when we are going to introduce our project organization. Firstly, we will have a look to the working packages of our project, and then how we displace them and their tasks into a Gantt over the whole project duration. Lastly, there will be a SWOT analysis on the project, focused on the organization of the work. Here, there are our working packages. The project definition 1 concerns the analysis of the state-of-the-art of our project domain and the identification of our goals moving forward. The implementation and testing package instead embraces the software development, verification and validation phase of the project. The preview and delivery package basically contains all the tasks related to the production of final deliverables for the project according to what required by the contest rules. The presentation package, at last, is the one where the social aspect of our project is managed, starting from slide preparation, passing through social media updating, and ending in video making. Now that the packages have been defined, let's place them in a Gantt chart. Please have a last look to the color of the packages because the tasks contained in each package will reflect its color. Here we go. There you have a quite standard view of the Gantt chart where the arrows indicating the dependencies among tasks and the squares indicating the milestones might be the only features out of the schemas. The only detail it's worth to point out is the attempt to make the implementation phase the less waterfall-like and the most incremental-oriented we could. For the other aspects you are interested in, I invite you to pause the video and have a closer look if you wish, as now I'd like to talk to you about the SWOT analysis. Then, SWOT analysis. As it is intended to highlight strengths, opportunities, weaknesses and threats of a certain organization, project or project phase, we will go through all of these aspects considering an analysis particularly oriented toward the management aspect of our project. Strengths. We can firstly say that the project is suited for the team's academic background, and therefore we are working on topics we already dealt with, at least in a theoretical way. About the tool, instead, we can say that it operates at a high level of abstraction, and therefore most of the complexity derived by the hardware is hidden at the development phase. Still about the tool, it can be developed in an incremental way, so once we have the skeleton of the program, all the functionalities can start to be added. Of course, the more functionalities we put, and the better the outcome is, but at most, if something went wrong, it wouldn't compromise the feasibility of the project, but instead we would just have a loss in the quality. Opportunities. Sure enough, being a quite broad project, several competencies will be acquired during the development and engineering phase. Moreover, looking forward, the tool can always be added of functionalities and optimizations that, nonetheless, can even make the product work better in a certain narrowed market. It could be done just adding the needed functionalities and optimizations according to some assumptions that could be made more than the ones we started from. Weaknesses. The first one is that according to some studies done on the market, the product seems not so easy marketable. Secondly, despite the theoretical background we have, we miss some experience on projects of such dimensions. Moreover, strict timescales are needed to achieve a good outcome, where with good, I mean at least reaching some lower bound values according to the considered KPIs. At last, since the code is mainly made by us, at least the parts where the main logic is contained or the main data are stored should be fully documented and engineered as highly reusable, even because the code is intended to be expanded or being built on. Threats. Despite we just say that we write the most of the code we need, a great amount of low-level libraries and tools is required. Anyway, in order to have a great outcome, there should be a balance between generality of the processed algorithms and the optimization that should be applied on. Moreover, anything is made worse by the competitors that actually do a good job. So, that's all for this management part. Same story. If you have questions, just contact us. Otherwise, see you next video. Cheers!